The desk has talked about it on a few times now, how this one's going to be set up, where TSM are looking for to just kind of get their feet on the ground for security. More importantly, Unity is there. It's close by. It's a threat. It's lurking and lingering. And at the
Yo,
moment,
let's
as we
go.
can see on the screen, they are hovering above one another. Now, when you look at this group and the overall standings, TSM is in 12th, Unity is in 7th. That's only for this group, not the overall round robin. Everyone's trying to get above that dead zone of Team 16. We have to stick with it. You've seen the circle. You've seen where all teams like to drop. I'm not seeing anything too obscure at the moment.
Besiktas, I think, just saw.
All but a moment. Where's the rest of his team? They're miles away. This has to be an orange kill. Simple, easy, clean. But do Unity advance on this? I would say no, given their position. They've backed off from it. You can't really build anything either, to be honest.
Smart team. We don't need to kind of spoon feed them in this. But it hasn't been a good look for them. Oh, speaking of not a good look, where the hell did that just happen? Okay. Maybe a little out on his own, obviously trying to scout things out, and maybe just not expecting Pixel to be this disconnected from the rest of Tempest.
Lobby playing today. It's not the best thing in the world.
Vengeance,
okay.
hold on.
Vengeance is sweet. Daneman on his own. A little bit of an overextension. If he goes down in this position, there's no way of recuperating. It'd be quite funny if Set wants to pull back from this and maybe try and take another fight. But punishment, another team caught on transition. Set overstepping your boundaries and not being kind of hyper aware of other teams that can transfer through this rather than take the road. Now, I'm intrigued.
Not too dangerously so. I think that the deep's a little open in that position. Be careful. And there's a shot back.
Do like to see a ball action shot, but not from your teammate to
Why
the
was
back
it a
of your
teammate?
Popped. Stims in abundance. Flashbang down. Makes you know that his presence has been noted, but there is fire from a distance. Who's that from? Okay, this is from Redline.
Push up. This is an excellent circle for this, and hence this is their back. This is their backyard. This is their home turf. Maxi did go down. He couldn't envision being the Solar Snake left, and now Liquid are left in tatters. But for Liquid, honestly, this is a bit of a fluff day, if I'm honest. Same for, I guess you could say the same for Unity as well. They're second and fourth. They're safe. Doesn't matter too much. Good news for Enslo. Kills mean points, and points mean...
Within those 3 games, it does show that it's more than doable, and one good game could just give you enough to play off the back of, build something, and just be consistent. You're up there, you're in that top 16, just keep the points going, keep the averages above your next closest enemy. K-Mind falling from Batulins, another point in the back pocket of the Northern Lights, puts them down in 15th, so unfortunately, for Team Liquid fans out there, first team to drop here. Again, to note, we are playing with 15. If you want to know what's going on, go over at the Star Ladder PUBG on Twitter, take a look, you can see all that, but just... we are missing one team, so you are aware it's not a bug or anything. Redline, Minas Generales, not too far from the hometown of TSM. Should know how this one works. It's an interesting one with the topography and the buildings. You do have a height advantage from those kind of like mining machines that you can go up within. They do have rooms up high, and they have metal stairways, which can be the stairway to hell or heaven, depending which way you kind of want to look at it, given the fact that it is rather open and exposed, but it gives you some really unique angles, and they could hold Redline dead to rights unless they want to swing this one low. Kemba falling. Battle of the 2 invited teams going down by the looks of it, IW. Get an eyeline onto Omicron. This has been backbuilding for quite some time. She created Levent also falling onto Vascu and Page, so time to strike perfect. They don't know. Do they? Yes, they do. Molly down, burning at the wayside, is forced to run. Another one in front of him. And I don't think he... Metaby with a K9. This time not shooting his teammates. Instead, he's actually making it mark.
A better cover. Tempest on the other side of things, again, sitting in 7th. They're pretty comfy as they are. This is not the biggest of deals with Besiktas. They're one of the teams on the chase. Same for AA. They're currently in 17th. So for them, going down in this position, let's say 14th, would be a big loss. Another player gone. Stream for you. We do see Mommy in the distance finding Hiruzen, so that's UT losing outplays, and Na'Vi falls sending towards TSM. Now, to keep on to this fight, Jekka catches a glimpse, but now gets the attention of Wookie Bookie. Ruptures found Gemty in the meantime. That's down south. The Wildcats think crashed Omicron. So Omicron were only working with 2, if I'm not mistaken, so they could be done for here.
Is now forced to hit the res. Smokes are down, so they might not have the information that he is using.
Of course, TQ just hit AA's player. That's a big shot. That's a very big shot. That's a good, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 meter shot. That's pretty juicy. Point is though, that got the attention of Ent to get the kills in. Now he did see a couple of teams go down, Omicron being one of them, and now the push continues. After all, still alive, but barely. 2 players just holding up in the kitchen. Pop the kettle on, boys. You're going to be in for a real rough ride soon. Goose comes in. There it is. Nice sweep from Tempest. Yes, they've lost down players, but let's get on board with Redline and TSM. Now in the background, you do see Na'Vi and Red Zone watching, but this battle is brutal. Redline do hold the numbers, but the trade comes out well for, I think that was Miraku. Yes, Vard's under fire, but he still stands. How much more can Miraku do here? Oh, the cross. The cross will be the death of him. Try to get in there, maybe to get the flush, or just get some territory. But while all this happens, does Na'Vi feel brave enough to push? This could have been a good moment for Na'Vi to take over, this compound, take the fights while strike while the iron's hot. They didn't do it. Vard maybe being enough of a nuisance to keep them back. Vard's still outside of this a little bit. Next compound over. Redline starting to stabilize. TSM have lost their final player of Vard. He was caught by Marv as he tried to move across. And Na'Vi still looking on, wanting to get involved, but it's Squeaky on the push. That looks good to me. This could be a nice pickup. Mark does find Grabber. That will be their point. And Ent's getting a good couple of kills. 5 kills here. This is a good side of the map for them. We've said it before and we'll say it again, but where do they go now?
At the moment, nowhere. They can work off the back of the 2-2 with IW. Brents, they've got to keep on going. They'll be able to pick up the vehicles at least, which is a big benefit given the ground that they have to run. Maybe they even take a full-blown strike towards Blaze. We're in a very strong compound by the roadside, to be honest with you, unless they can hit a ditch and just work it, build up those vehicles. Unfortunately, will not happen. Blaze is denying this altogether. Shot from 2 different places, and it doesn't even get better when Squeaky's running over his own teammates and completely killing him. That's rather unfortunate. That's a total flush. Smokes are down, something to play with. Ends. Oh, no. 9th position, when you are currently 19th in the lobby, has caused Senya to fall. Now the rest of them can rally down, come up from the rafters. Ibis, Besto,
oh, the nade.
Good nade onto him. A second one will follow up. Quickly on the turn, Marv Insta just flushes the tab, and Senya says bye-bye. And it comes down to a one-man band. Kemba, I know you're good, my friend, but you're going to have to get this res, and you two together will have to go simultaneously hand in hand to take this.
It is what it is. Tempest on the push, they're going to go. Now, the one thing for Na'Vi in this fight is that Redline also have to move. Keep that in mind. Tempest clean at the top. The Wildcats are not. They are fighting for these kills. They want a bit of it. They might get a bit of it. 3 of them still alive, 5 kills here. Tempest have made it into the new circle, though. And Redline just lost out on Marv. So I don't think Na'Vi got the confirmation on that, but I'm pretty sure they did the damage. Now, for Na'Vi, there are vehicles here. Besto across the road. It's step by step for these boys. Nice pickup from Levin. And again, we're seeing this constant pressure being put throughout the map. Now, can Besiktas leave this hillside? Another big question mark in our minds. And so far, it looks like the answer's no. But look at Blaze. Look at this angle they've got on the Wildcats here. That's a disaster for the Wildcats. They could have been pretty, safe. They could have been, cautious about this. And their need to take down Besiktas.
Unfortunately, they don't have a vehicle. Their teammates did take it. They might even fall back just to give it up to the blue to deny it from anywhere else. Mac and Dak, quick tap fire away with the SKS, but no contacts made. The deep onto Lipson, so Blaze finally. They are quelled all but a moment. Take one out for the res, and away we go. Na'Vi, further tanked up. Ibis does fall, though. Good shot. Lyran goes down to the blue. It's the second one. They decided to opt to give it up. Spray transfer. QBE knocks 10 bags of living hell out of Na'Vi. That is a confirmation and a half.
It's too easy to spray down like that, obviously. So hopefully for them, they can kind of pull themselves back in. But you could tell how hard fought that fight was. But again, Redline have been, they've done the dirty. They've taken down TSM. They've taken down Na'Vi. They're taking down the teams that are really fighting for this, and they found another one. Red Zone, a nab on that. Ibis and QBE, these two lighting up the board at the moment, and they're working in from an area where they don't have much to play with. Look at this. They're being kept alive by the smallest of margins. Mackendar could be the end of the run for them. He peeks that corner. That could be it. Spray's good for one, and there's the other. Batulins finds it, so in combination of Northern Lights and Red Zone, they do finally take down Red Line. but an excellent run from Redline. Very, very powerful, very, very high fragging game. Happy to take the fights. Now, look who's left. Who do we have? We have Blaze in the east, Tempest in the south, Northern Lights, of course, sitting very pretty. A red zone in this. Mackendog gonna try and make an attempt of it out from the blue. No other options. You gotta feel this is a Northern Lights win every day of the week.
You have to assume so. Fire and flames. Wookie can only hold back. Maybe gets cleared if he's in a position. Maybe not. Plays. Actually, gets plays, to be honest. Wookie's last stand here behind a vehicle. Leans out. Won't get the secondary. And does go down quite literally in a blaze to third. Northern Lights now begin to fan out. And we'd have to assume that this is a win. We said the position was just way too powerful for all the teams to make the run. Divide and conquer, that'll be the name of the game. Blaze have to step up here. Some sort of heavy shot, or even a misplay, I want to say, from the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Could open it up.
Something.
A good grenade could seal this one. Oh, there it is. Lipsim, Lazar, they fall simultaneously. Comes down to Rip.
Oh, it's brutal. It's Northern Lights. 7 kills, respectable close. Nervous, right? Because you're sat here just watching this, or maybe not. And maybe you just can't bear to watch because your tournament life is very much on the line. And if the teams just below you start to pick up some better performances, it's going to get real toasty. We've got to still look towards that TSM Unity issue that was happening prior, if that might be another problem. Vard seems to be right amongst it, and I don't see Iro in this lobby yet. I don't know if he maybe had an issue there and he's dropped late, potentially. Hopefully for them, that's something they can fix up. I don't know if he's maybe had a crash or something, but he's definitely not in a normal position. It looks like he's kind of dropped out at the end of the line. So, Rich, this is, again, do or die for a lot of teams now. This is grind time. It's not going to allow that. Out of the vehicle, now on foot. Kind of got a couple of problems in a couple of locations. Besiktas also watching this, and it's Metabay to actually find it. Na'Vi would have liked that kill, and it gets stolen away. Not been flushed yet, so still a chance that these tags that are yellow could be Na'Vi's, and any points are good. That will push them up a little bit closer. There we go, 1 point on the board. Good stuff. Blaze in immediate danger. Set out does Rip, and that is not good news for Blaze. They were looking to grind, looking to try and improve on that position. Main pack, oh no, AA, this is not a fight you're wanting. You wanted to get on rotations. You didn't want to lose players this early. Ibaka goes down and TSM claim that point for themselves. And for AA, they were the closest ones to chasing that 16-15. You wanted to stay alive with 4. You wanted to keep themselves building. And they may not be out of...
Will be busy. So a lot of them will just take what they've given, right? Any kind of land grab that they can kind of get, they'll just happily accept it. Ira is back with us and alive and kicking. QBE falls, instant death and a flush. Not gonna flush, still a compound. It's still a... Okay. Iruzen rips off Jempty's face instantly. Goes for the quick peek. Jump. Finds him. Comes over as well, but there's a response down him on background. Vasku, what else have he got? Where do you know these players are gonna be? This is a push straight on to Unity. Take this out. You can then move on to the next problem, which will be Besiktas. Looks away all but a second, but it doesn't matter. Grenade's trying to be put down. Will stem him. I said Besiktas are going to be the next issue. They're already getting involved again, third party, and they were doing it as the previous game, and it's paying off again. And Circle is good for them. Carl and CTR now can pull back to Metaby and Co. Set up with Lyra and defend the compound that they have deeper inside the circle. Disconnect from this fight. There's no real reason to take it. Just let Unity and Omicron happily beat the living hell out of one another.
All set. There's no way you expect that angle. Goes back in for a second. Vasku says no. That's a flush. Wiki Bookie's joining in towards TQ. And Orange cleaning house. Nice work there. Good tag as well.
Last man stand. Somewhere to hide. If that's a bait smoke on the opposing side, that'll be fantastic. Oh no, that was nice. Good effort from Omicron to put a hole in the door first and then look through it. Nice little reply though to get the instant looking for an entry point onto this, Lazar will have a decent window on his right-hand side, so it's something he needs to be very careful of. Fex is also here, out of the car simultaneously. They turn up and simultaneously they will fall. How many more do they want to commit to this push? Probably turn away and face the music at a...
Harsh. Lazar for Blaze. Still having a look around. Did get a good glimpse of a couple of players there. Ents finding Miraku. You can see Northern Lights still looking at the prospect of how to get in. And for Blaze, all of these are great. These are points. They're now in 17th. They're very much on the cusp of doing quite well. Where do you go here? You've got players left, right, and center. Batulin's way out in the blue, but trying to do what he can. But oh, that tag is a disaster. He's down. This is just nasty from either side. Trades coming back in between these two, and I don't think anyone walks out cleanly from this.
Nah, none of these teams do it all. All just fighting from this angle, right? You're just going to go for as many frags as possible, right? Get the heal off and then go again. Perfectix can just kind of be the sniffer dog and feed as much information back to the boys in the blue. Not the boys in blue as such, quite literally. Double A, where's their position? I'm trying to peek in all of this, but we'll hold for a second. Resolution has an eye line. Straight on to Ends, who've turned up to the party. Okay, boys, let's get going then. See what you're made of. This will be a big fight to carry on. For some reason, Dream for You and Jekyll have just gone down to their own grenades. Unless they were holding them, they were shot at the wrong time. That is just... I don't know. I don't know. This is chaos. Everything's just going wild at the moment. Resolution's always kicked back to the Rustum map for the flush. They were trying to save that where Ends, but it comes down to Tixu and Squeaky to hold the line. You need this fight. You need these frags. You need to stay in the game. This would be just catastrophic for Ends to go out. Good reply, good response. They can stay alive for now. And when I say for now, that's because all of a sudden you look on the opposing side, they've been spotted. Mome and Co., they have them dead to rights. If this circle's not favorable to them, they're just going to run into their arms.
Look at this horrible standoff between these two. Neither of them obviously want to fall to each other, and they're just like healing in the blue. And for Clib, he's out of meds and out of time. Time to go down. Deep doesn't claim it, but it doesn't really matter. After all, be going down as well is a bit of a problem. They were one of the teams on the chase up to anywhere but what's on the foothill. Oh, now you take the shot. Oh, it's not clean at all, and it's a mistake. It's a mistake every day of the week. Forced to fight, and it's not the fight to be having. Jeem's going to put him down instantly. BSD can't trade back in either. This is an error to be had, and Jemty falling for Omicron. Don't see a flush, though. Quid for now as they make... Oh, Vazku spun out. Trying to control the spin. What can you do with this one? Might need to just back it away, but Page has been lost as Ibby just found him. And for Liquid, I guess they now put a lot more attention to that low side of the hill.
Realizing he's outside, so at the moment it will be a waste. It will just hold him back. Carl, onto Jempty. Looks like Omicron sent it by, and they've been shot from the foothills. Jempty, I think, is in a non-revivable position, if memory serves me correctly, if we're thinking as to where Carl would have had the line of sight. Molly's up, but that's a cheeky kill backwards. So at least they can answer it. Now they go up for the flood. They do need to get the revive onto the fallen comrade, but this is where Libsyn could play play a factor. Carl also responded by Omicron. Vasco sees him. BSD gets taken down. Circle shifts, and it moves further away from all these fights that are happening currently on your screen. Every single person that's just... Every single team that has been involved in a fight for the last 2 minutes has all the work to do. Big amount of ground to cover, and a lot of players still looking to take them down while they're doing so.
Libsyn having to watch his teammates fall. There's not much more really to be done. You can see how pinned in he is, and it's going to be a matter of time. I'm kind of considering Omicron in this as well. They've lost out on a lot of players in the last couple of minutes too. Obviously having to do that bit of ascend. Northern Lights being extinguished by Tab. Na'Vi still with 4. This could be a good end game for them if they can stay cool under pressure. Libsyn trying to go through the utility. Obviously not going to go down without a fight, but he can't make it happen. Besiktas finding a double nade, one against Vazku and T-Bone. Jemty is the only one standing. And Besiktas, well, they're looking a little bit more deadly than I expected. And you can see a bit of a wide split from the two. Carl and one of the other players is about to try and probably join up with their other teammate who's currently on Tixu as well. And now can Omicron survive this? Jemty and T-Bone, this might be the last stand for them, trying to get some fire down, but it's not going to work out. Michael's going to find Jemty. And honestly, I've been liking how Redline play this, you know, whether or not they... You know, they're not the ones to be looking at for the table. Sure, they're sitting pretty comfy in 7th, but they've been playing a nice game. I'm happy to see Michael back at this sort of point, and look at this crunch towards Ents, right in the middle of two teams now. Red line trying to make it in, but red zone up from the low ground. Squeaky and Tixu are none the wiser, and they're going to be aware pretty soon. Pretty sure a shot just came out. Macadog's going to commit to this. That's a little bit risky. And look who's from above. It's Ivers, the SLR, so perfectly positioned. You're not going to get away from it.
Red spells danger, and that's exactly what could be. Take our minds away from that. They are being cautious. They're playing safe.Ome. Good actual shot from, good molly. Probably a preemptive one rather than a line of sight one from Tixu. Or Squeaky, should I say. Michael at least solidifies the kill, so even though it's not a point to Ents, it does remove one enemy. Atomical. What more can you do? You're the last man standing. Your team's been picked apart from 2 different rosters, K-Mine. Good shot from Michael. Nice little angle there. Takes his face off. How... do they have someone to actually commit to the res? Potentially Ibiza. He was with him previously when we checked in. Ivers, still time to go. Good hold from Squeaky, but there is a response. Tick 2 will fall. Now it comes down to Squeaky to basically just kind of keep Ents' dreams alive in this game. If not, just survive. Make it as far up into that top 6 as you possibly can. Na'Vi. We forgot about them. It's time for them to get involved. Ivers, instant knock. And now goes Senya. That's a little bit unfortunate. Good spin from Atomical. Doesn't actually find anything. The blue will commit him. That's because of the damage done. Finally. The dead body from Ents is found, and they are terminated. They go down in 5th position. Okay, so Liquid have just decided it's time to open it up onto Na'Vi to try and make something happen on this one. Michael bows out to the blue as touched. Na'Vi versus Liquid. Who else we got kind of alive and kicking within this?
Besiktas. Here we go. They're going to have to make over
so far.
Pretty soon. Yeah, they have. Let's see what Besiktas can do. 2 kills only beside them. Not ideal. And Liquid in pretty fine form here. Looking a little deadly for my taste. Jeems. Alive late game. It's a terrifying prospect, and Na'Vi going to certainly feel the force of Ibby being standing. There's not much cover, but actually, K-Mine falling is going to alleviate all that pressure. Quick trade comes back in, and Jeems. He's got the belt back out, boys. Here we go. It's down to the final 2. Na'Vi, but only with 2 players against Liquid, with potentially 4 if they get that other player back on their feet. This could be a harsh ending for Na'Vi. 4 kills, it's not bad, but also placement points are big here. This is what they're looking for. They're looking for end game approach, and they've been denied at least one step towards it. Tab's gone down. It looks like Kemba is soon to follow. Tagged up, put down, Liquid with the win, but Na'Vi making it late game. But what a...
in a couple of games and blasting on up the league tables. That's not happened. So we're kind of still in that position where, you know, we're in a safety net. There's a safety catchment area. And this will... oh, wait, sorry. I'm really sorry, Lauren, we have to hold again because it looks like TSM and Unity could be once again at each other's doorsteps. At each other's throats, we shall see. But yeah, you are totally right. We've not changed anything up to... oh, it's the Hacienda del Patron. Everyone's about to get wild.
Amazing.
Guns on the side of TSM early. Orange has got a pan. Oh, no, 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 no. Trade it for a scat. Trade it for a scat. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, Danaman's just turned up late game, which is scarce. We have to stick with this.
I love watching this out. The vertical elements, the amount of cover that's in here, those little kind of cubbies you got to clear through. Man, this is good. Good stuff. Iroh's got an isolated one. No trade available. That's a mistake for Unity. Different floor completely. So here is an isolated from the others.
We see it, but, you know, whatever works, right? Now we can get up the stairs. That's the most important thing. The nade follow-up as well. That's phenomenal. That is bloody beautiful. The next nade will just be a distraction. This could be the go time for TSM. Now they've cleared... I say cleared the stairwell. They've at least got players within there. And outside, they missed the first one. Danaman, that was yours to get. It's been claimed. TSM could be getting away with this completely carefree and scare-free. Now they've got him boxed into a room. That should be all she wrote. Like, to take this in such fashion, Lauren, where you've not even been able to...
One said just pre-fire it, mate.
Public game.
It literally is like a pub game. I mean, it's pretty insane. Set should die here. Nicely done by TSM. Yeah, 4 alive. Oh, shoot the body. Yeah. Oh, a little dance. A little dance.
Dancing on it. I mean, when you look at something like this, again, we have Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That's a nice distance shot with the SLR. Okay. Hell, how many gears have we seen since casting over there? Or you bounce it back over to San Martin. In around that position. Good shots from Page. Wookie won't be seen either of those positions because he's been flushed. But yeah, between El Pozo and San Martin at the moment, it's looking prime. If it goes towards the north, things could be troublesome.
Certainly could be. T-Bone gonna catch a couple of shots towards tunnel. Kemba being lost early to ends. Where did... I don't know how that happens, but not good news. When do you ever see people, you know, being lost in rotations from Na'Vi? You just don't. So all of that aside, though, Na'Vi are still going to continue forward, and this keeps heading west. We're over by Trailer Park. What is this?
If you are looking now to get a prime position for this one, there's like a long built Ira? What? A little quick scope there, straight across onto Ivus. All right, Jimbo falling in transition as well. That's rather unfortunate. Blaze. Down we go from one. Apocalypse found and flushed. Insta-kill. But I'll quickly, just before we get into this action, roll back. There's a specific compound now on that main road between, just off from Trailer Park to the right-hand side of it. You come down the road. It's one of those long buildings where we see the battles of either tower, where you run up the stairs either side of it. There's a really solid place right now. So anywhere...
Patient. You can see the baits from Red Z trying to force Metabay into this. Metabay's actually looking for the shots back on Red Z rather than just slotting into the compound itself. Killstone will just be patient, wait it out. Metabay will probably walk into that. We'll see how he's got a 2v1 against him. This is a bit of a poor situation for him. Needs to recover. Not bad. Now the second he predicted it, he went for the early turn. His support's now here. So TQ trying to back him up. You can see the rest of the Shicktors a little too far away to do much about this.
You got a little bit lucky there, Lauren. Yeah, there was a quick tag from a player from Na'Vi. You saw the yellow figure next to his name, so the player that he actually went for initially, Carl, like was weakened, so it helped him out and backed off to that. But as you said, it should have been quicker all in all. He could have taken down two players, took control of this, and still be way down south, if memory serves me right, by El Pozo. Those mountains hold for a moment. Metaby's getting pushed. All of them just diving in on the action. Open the door. Big boo, thank you. Insta-kill. And it'll come down to one remaining member, which will be... No, excuse me, I think Lyron... Does he have another teammate over there for Besiktas?
Continue to impress me in the way he's playing this, and I'm always happy to see him back in the league as well. So, well, in this tournament, should I say, as well. So now we did see earlier on that Liquid were getting quite close by to a couple of teams, and, well, Mexi's lost his life. So K-Mind, the big brain, last one standing, AIDS galore, fire everywhere. Don't know if he's going to make it out of this alive. But yeah, I'm happy to see Redline looking how they've been looking. They've been a bit of a spicy team. Whether or not they could get past ends is yet to be seen. But there's K-Mine gone. Liquid down in 14th. How many times do you see the team that wins go down almost first or second?
Want this. They didn't want this at all. Oh, no. Na'Vi's about to get pushed by two teams, potentially. Look at Redline. Look at them on the map. They're committing to this one. Senya and Besto have to hold. The pre-nade's out. And the car's just pulled in on top of it. Michael gets the full effect. And the nade actually hits. It hits QBE, so the pre-nade from Besto is phenomenal. Taking two down like this on the approach is exactly how Na'Vi needed to play. It's prime position, it's prime territory, but they've got two teams to deal with. Losing Kemba earlier on. Oh my god, this is just phenomenal. What a molly!
How did Senya just turn on that too? That was... The timing on that was ridiculous. Now, look at this open area, Rich. Look at that little kind of slice in the middle. How many teams can get in here? Deep's pulling up. Na'Vi again being pressured. Already they found Perfected. That was actually, I think, Levin getting it, but Tab's gone down. Rupture was the one to get it. So now Na'Vi's split is being pressured. Besto's on his own, and the other two are being crashed. Tab's there. This is going to be a horribly hard to hold for any of the...
Not too far away from Na'Vi when we look at that. It's only about 20 points. Goose, the god himself, a back on dream for you. Back him up. Double A. It's another team that Na'Vi and Ents, even Blaze to a lesser extent, they want to see done bad. People that are down that latter end of the board, they're looking for each other to have poor performances to give them...
Obviously, they're all semi-safe here. No one's immediately pressured. TQ could be under some scrutiny. Obviously, Blaze, Lazar being lost there. I feel like a res could be available if they do have some sort of utility. I mean, unless Squeaky gets an angle on it. I'm not too sure on the topography. It looks like yes. So TQ were picked up and did have an angle on it. So you are seeing a couple of teams. Tempest also in a bad scenario now. You You gotta look at Omakan, AA. People like, wait, Deep? Spyro? Are they pushing this? Can we just see if they're pushing towards Na'Vi? Can't have any freedom anywhere. Na'Vi are locked to this one compound.
I'm gonna get stuck in while you can. TSM finally been responded upon. Rip, rest of his teammates going down. TQ, they will fall. Tempest has the way. Senya, one man standing. Besto. Okay, what's in the tank? What can you do? They're throwing the nades up, so you have to be careful. The low ball will come out. He's just trying to run away from this. Christ, that hit him right in the face. 10th position for Na'Vi. If you're Ents, you're going to be smiling. My only issue with Ents, and I do want to touch it, Lauren, and I'm sorry that we have to keep focusing on certain teams, is that they've left players still towards the north. 2 players the center. They have to take on all of Treble A, who is actually above them in 100 points. Thankfully, the safety net comes through in the form of, accidentally, Omakan. Third party relieves a bit of stress off of the 2 players, which would be Tixu and Rustamar. We saw another member of Ents getting involved within that. So if they can just take out with this cluster, if they can remove one team, that's not the way to do it, though. Tixu didn't need to fall, he needed to hold, because here comes the death squad. The cleanup crew has arrived. It's going to be Omakan, full 4-man stack, hitting this from behind. How many players do they actually have eyes on, though? That's the question. They've now fixated onto N, so they've seen them. AAA, excuse me, AA have actually been destroyed completely by Omakan's push.
So, Ents keeping 4 alive, 96 points, put AA down on 101. That's where they're locked here. Blaze still having 2, but, well, one soon to be 1, are also going to be kind of locked where they're at. So they're going to be around that similar point marker. Oh, Spyro! Man, Northern Lights are just taking fights everywhere possible. Now, this is a really big opportunity for Ents to push that table. They have a really good bit of ground in the north.
Have a huge game. Then they could jump up. You know, they're not too far off of it. What's that, 4, 8, 12 points away from it. So it's certainly possible to do, and they could jump one of them and get up into the qualification area. If it's not done by the end of Miramar, I mean, hell, it should come through when we go to Erangel, but still, I thought it would have been done by now. Some of the teams that are looking for quals just aren't turning up. They're not utilizing the pro performances of the teams yesterday to the most of their advantage. Northern Lights is causing problems for everybody, more towards the southern side of the circle. And again, another good read coming out of theirs to realize that there is weakness within the ranks of Na'Vi. They push up on the 2-man stack, they eliminate them, they keep all 4 players up. Hence 4 frags to the name. It's whether or not they realize that Ira is in the shack, more central to the circle compared to them. Vard's also behind enemy lines. He took a huge gamble by pushing on the north. Diggory onto T-Bone. That's how we start the fight up against Omakan. I'm looking for a flush come through as well to bag that 5th point. I think he might just be out of range. Oh, and it's stolen. Yonked away by the Wildcats. Bit of a kick in the teeth for Ents after knocking him. Squeaky must know that someone's here, and so must Vard as well, just kind of holding point for so long. But I understand his job. His job is to stop this entire roster just being smashed in the back lines and everything they've built thus far falling apart, right?
Exactly, and yes, it's frustrating if you're Squeaky. You'd love to do a little more, but as I said, if they get picked from the back, cool stuff. Now, let's look at this. Vard shows hand. He does start playing this one out. Squeaky now knows there's someone around. Nades up and over, and Vard's going to be a threat. He's going to be a problem. You've got the Omakan moving in as well. They're starting to make their players. The Wildcats, how have they all fallen like this? Page just flushed 2. Ents are on the move. They're pushing down on this. So Ents have 2 fights on 2 fronts. You've got Tixu and Squeaky fighting Vard. Rustamar and Diggory trying to catch all these players, and they're doing quite well of it. Iro, though, nabbing some of these points. You can see everyone. It's a point grab here. TSM still alive with 7. Vard isolated on his own, but Iro can try and bail him out if Ents overpeak the ridgeline. Omakan have kind of worked their way into that small shack favela-looking town down the bottom here as Vascu goes down. It's going to be the Wildcats' remainder. I think BSD, they're doing some damage. Batulins from the back lines, just drilling bullets in towards Iro. Can Vard do anything to stop this? This is just a wild ending. Ents really could have done with some, sponging up more of these kills. They've got 5. They certainly could have had more.
It does help them out with the fight against Vard. I maybe spoke too soon. Squeaky, you've got to stand your ground here and take him down. It's going to be difficult. BSD, another point going the way. And Northern Lights as well. Rustamar and Diggory up front and Personal are doing phenomenal work, but they have to clear Vard. They got to pull back, put the smokes down, get the res, and get rid of him. He's such a nuisance now because he's just a distraction. They want to be able to face the music in front of them and fight, but they can't because there's such a minute chance that he shows his hand at the wrong time. And hell, even if he flushes one player, it would be devastating to see ends go down now. The flashbangs are up in a full four-man stack. I mean, hell, he can't take all four of them, surely. He cannot, especially with his arms up in the air. He's laid down. They get a knock, but he is gone. Now they control the north, and the circle's quite favorable for them. This is damn good workable terrain. This can do to ends first. They want this nice and clean. Good little peek from Rustamar. Beautiful shot. Now they can move on to Page. Insta-flush, insta-confirmation. Does Page give it up to the blue? We shall see. They need every point possible, so I'd be pushing this with all my strength and will. But there's also that opposing side where they don't want to lose anybody because the Northern Lights, they've made a push. Spyro is up the hill, but Tooling also. They won't have that info. They see the smokes, and they're looking for them. Good little read to come this way, but Page finally gets involved in all of the fight from the backlines onto Batulan. Oh, this is all falling apart. Ends have lost two. Page still involved. He's been a nuisance. He's picking up frags. He's removing points that all they need. The deep does secure the deal. And now all of a sudden it's a 2 versus 2. It's a 1 versus... Okay, Squeaky.
It's a 1v1.
It's a 1v1.
Squeaky against Deep. He's... Oh, Squeaky. He wanted the flush for the points. He gets that, but can he win the game? Deep up against him. He knows the position. He's got to guess it. He knows now on the rock. Utility. I see no nades, I see no mollies. 2 smokes and a couple of flashbangs between each other. Flash in the hands of the Deep's going to keep Squeaky guessing. Turns it, but not well enough. That could open up room. He gets the flush on Diggory. He's up close. Oh, and he denies it away from Ents. Northern Lights. A little bit rough, that path.
It has to be said, unfortunately, we do see better luck next time. The first team from Group A who will not be making it to the grand finals. They've been knocked into 17th position by Ents' great performance in the latter round. Raise your edge, though. They are currently tied up with Ents in 108 points, but only separated by 1 additional frag on the side of Raise Your Edge. If Ents get another frag or 2, up they go and down into 16. So it's literally Ents just need 2 kills to knock Raise Your Edge into 16th, and then that opens it up for someone like Blaze, Double A, Na'Vi, Red Zone. Oh boy, these last 3 games, Lauren, there is so much riding on it for so many teams. Like, even Ents now, they're up there and they're in the qualification area. They have to hold on for it. It's not defended. It's not the easiest of things in the world, just because as well you provide a bit of cover by the actual pumps themselves. I like it. There's a bit of return fire, but 2 times at that range, I don't know. I mean, you can make it work, right? Especially with an SKS laid down. I'd assume Vasquez's gone at this point. There's nothing you can do for him.
No. It'd be an overstretch to try and get him back, sadly. Bit of a loss, of course. But baiting it out so they pick... Oh, no, Marv. Mistakes. Stupid mistakes. Gemty. Gonna find that every day of the week. And Vascu, just kind of the tantalizing bait. That, you know, catching all the eyes of the boys.
He didn't need to die then, but I suppose if Gemty does have that angle and he can't get around the rock... I thought he'd just gone a bit too far, but I suppose when you think about the cubes, and I know it's a little bit harder given how the Rossog bridges work and how much cover you're not provided, but lo and behold, it's exactly what they're doing. 1-2, thank you. Brabra, easy knock, easy flush. The rest of them will now be forced back away from Rossog. They may have to go down the long, winding road over the line and past the cube stack. TSM getting tickled on the way by. Fex, and they've been dancing in the last round, but not this time now, as his vehicle does go up in a ball of smoke. Wildcat still chasing this one. She created. Don't drive off the edge there. Make sure you get back in. And also don't overstep it. Gets a bit too greedy. Look at how much gear he had as well, Lauren. They're going to lose the level 3 and the AWM if he goes down. Want to come walk in their way, or if they go walk in their way. But now the shots have been noticed. Beautiful shot coming out of Atomical onto Carl. Rustamar follows up, steals it away. Another point from Ents. That puts them toe-to-toe directly, if they haven't got anything more further, with Raise Your Edge. Gemty onto Wookie Bookie. They've been watching that fight for quite some time onto Tempest. Na'Vi do get the opportunity to run away, and that's good for them. They want to try and stay alive. They didn't want it. Unity.
You've got to feel like this game, Rich, is Oh, hold on. I was going to say, this is probably going to be the last game we see Raise Your Edge in 16th place. If you look at the positions from Blaze and AA, they're going to jump Raise Your Edge this time. It looks like this could be the game to do it. Look at their positioning on the circle. It's pretty big. Flip tries to make a disconnect from the others, tries to make his way in. Redsy's going to find it. Flushed by Rez. What else is going down here, Rich?
Oh, it's getting a bit chaotic towards that southern side. I'm seeing Team Liquid making a big old bolt for the petrol station. We mentioned that it's a place that can be very fragile if you don't take full control. It's where Na'Vi was looking towards as well, between that and Besiktas' position a little bit more. So they've just pulled up exactly where Na'Vi wanted to be, find his face. He doesn't have to, because his teammate does. Mexi goes down with an M24. Feels bad for Mexi. You got an AWM and the 24 pointing for the ankles. Remove them from below him and take him out. Oh, she created. He hits the AWM. Quick peek round the corner. K-Mind has his face removed. Pushes here. Look at this. The commitment that says, you know what? Crack on. WM. It rings so nice. The song that you hear. It actually rings and spells the death for Team Liquid. And
I think Bop is a better set. Oh, the death chat. Yeah, I think only one of them's alive right now. Yeah, a lot of reviving too. Perfectix, the medic, has to get to work. Northern Lights clutching at straws. This area is not fun. It's not pleasant. A big compound still available. I think TSM might have scouted that. They're heading there right now. Well, they might go past depending. And again, vehicles being removed, options being limited. Na'Vi getting some engaging. Tempest going right towards Na'Vi. Where the hell are Tempest going?
Just spread so far across this battlefield. Where did Na'Vi go? This is dire straits. Tabs down and one's out in the field. Temba, the other car will continue onwards. That should be an easy pickup for Levent. Yes, it is indeed. Where's that second car though? Find that other Na'Vi car. There's two of them with Senyu and Besto. Still going toe to toe. Blaze, they turn up to the wrong shack, unfortunately, but one good nade here, because they're committed. They have to do this, unfortunately. There's nowhere else to go, so one good grenade inside this building will be all four players going down. Then there's a fight on the opposing side. Oh my god, every single player's dead. Blaze, Lipsing killed everybody.
No one survived that. No one is alive in that shack. It's now available, but would you want to go there? The massacre in the shack. Slap bang in the middle. Good couple of points for sure, but my word. You had to give your life for it. Now, Blaze 18, 105 points for them here. Unity just popping off towards the Wildcats. She created down. I think she created, was that the one with the Orm?
Yes. Most certainly was. Besto's just fallen as well, Lauren. We were looking for good games coming out of both Blaze and Na'Vi. We said it at the very start. It'd be two teams we try and track and see how things unfold. It's only Senyu left standing. Na'Vi might not. If Senyu goes down, they don't even cross the 100-point mark.
Yeah.
Gives them 2 games to get the job done, and they would have, what, 1, 2, 3 teams directly in front of them to do that? It's going to be difficult.
Keep in mind,
easy for Miracle,
AA have all 4 players up. And they're in a really good position in this game. So they're going to be even, a bigger stretch in front of them. This is when the gap keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Ents.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Send another one. And... ooh, he just gets hit by the car. Never mind. Rupture's there. We'll get the flush. Tommel just begging for dear life. Smokes will go down for giving him something to try and work with. I suppose for IW, they need this to happen. They need this to be quick and clean because Unity's also on the rotate behind them. They're now stuck in no man's land, away from the safety of the petrol station. They have to take a fight on 2 fronts. They have to look towards Tommel to make sure he's not a distraction. They also then need to move on to Unity. One of them will fall, you are absolutely correct. Tempest goes out with Tommel falling by the side. Dream for you falling for AA, that ain't good. And now they're all just sending it towards red zone.
3 down.
The cabin. Yep, that's a lot of players for this commitment, but I understand it. There's no room. There's nowhere else to go.
Hang on. There's limited options. Red zone still with 4 standing. We're the only team still with that sort of option beside them. The Wildcats are coming alive here. I don't know what's gone into this team. They seem to know where everyone is and just banging super accurate shots. Sick play as well. Oma could need a way in. They may not want to fight it, but they're going to have to. Gemty picked up in the smoke by Rustamar. Giving away the game from quite some distance. Omakan down to 2 standing here.
Senya onto the backside if I Ruzen. That's exactly what we're looking for. Try and do something in Navi with one player standing. Gets involved in the third party. For the Wildcats, quick letterbox postage. It's going to be a mail bomb, unfortunately, though, for the players inside. Unity go out. 10th position for them. Red line making something work towards red zone. But with QBE and Ivers, the only two standing versus a full stack of 4, they have to make sure that they catch red zone unaware. They catch them when they're just in full focus mode against another team. That's a sick headshot. Puts Momi out for now. The drill continues. Front door. But the commitment is here. The support, the backup. The nades are coming out on both sides. Lethal utility will be committed. There's a lot of places that you can hide within there, but that's so much damage. Besiktas falls down. But you cannot underestimate how broken red zone are off of that one nade. They had one player out healing. One of them has to be forced to hit the stick. This is just... If he gets atomical in the corner, that's the go sign. That's the big push time. Oh my god, he gets 2!
What? My word, red zone in all kinds of trouble now. Thinking you could recover that for free. QBE almost had him dead to rights, but Ivers wants this, Rich. He wants to go on the push here. You can see it. The nade comes out. Almost catching Makandak on the cross. Makandak expected him to push off that. He didn't. He held the angle and played it smart. The revives are coming in. Ivers is going walkabout. He's going hunting. He could find them with their pants down. One down. He knows the others to his right. He's got the info and they've got him all. QBE with the support.
In no world should they have won that. But now you have to fight for what you have won. Be the icing on the cake.
That angle's the icing on the cake. Ivers, the nade was so good to start with towards Vard, but the peek up and over the boxes was even better. Miraku forced the fight. Now he's just going to try and get on the action, and Redline's having none of it. Big moves, big game from Redline. Looking so deadly here. And now again, the Wildcats not looking so hot. This time, Senya's last stand. Here it is. Try and hold on for his team. Not going to get it. Down to the blue. Does at least get... Oh, that nade. If it got him from the grave, that would have been perfect. But no. Na'Vi do bow down. Still in 19th. 102 points.
BSD says, nope. Not going to do it. Won't bother. Won't give up the points. We've only got 3 games left, including this one, so I understand why. Especially when things are so fragile. Yeah, I'm liking that a really good reactive play by Diggory to push to that point. So at least can keep them in check. But they need to make sure that they don't go down themselves. Page falling gives them another point. Deal with this and they can turn tails and face
what they're doing here. And Goose trying to maybe capitalize on a couple of points to be had here, but oh, QBU with a quick turn. Trying to build a bit of a fort, but Ivers gone. Rustamon's going to claim one as well. So Ent's going to still continue to take steps forward.
A second place, even if they lose, it's still 2 places with frags.
Yep.
I'd be more than happy with that. After all eliminates themselves, Goosey goes down, but we all know why. It's because of the league table, and that's how he's playing it with the points. Totally understandable, totally respectable. Ends. What a time to turn face and turn up to the party. You don't like making it easy, do you? It's always last-minute qualification for these boys. Don't get me wrong, still 2 games left to go, but looks to me like things are looking strong and things are looking solid on the side of the Finnish roster.
I mean, come on, Ents. You couldn't have done this earlier in the tournament, or you're just like doing the things right at the end of it. Nice shot from Diggory, finding Gemty, and they close it out well. Ents, little, chipping away. I want that step up. I want to see that performance. Ents did it. Let's see someone else do it. Southwest, northeast, plane path cuts right across the map. If FaZe were here, maybe they'd have a word or two to say about it, but they're not. So honestly, it's fair game.
It is. It hasn't been a fair game thus far for Navi. Getting pushed into by several rosters, but that's the name of the game. You have to fight back. A couple of uncharacteristic players that we've seen coming out of individuals, not hitting their shots, not being able to be in the right place at the right time. Pressure is most certainly mounting against them. This is the first time we've ever really seen them in such a pivotal spot where things just don't seem to be going their way. I want to touch on what the desk kind of spoke about previously before we came into this. Given the though, get smashed in the face. That's not good. Dream for you. Uh-oh, here we go. This is a bit of a bad pull-up. We have to go on board with this one because they're really, really close to Team Quantum. Keep driving, boys. Do not stop. You've already lost 1 out of the back. Remember, these 2 next games could be solidifying yourself in the grand final or seeing you go crashing. All right, public game. Crack on, boys. Southern shift comes in. And all of a sudden, the center of the map is no longer present. We will move back to Pachinki and surrounding areas. This gives a bit of an opportunity for Na'Vi. Time to formulate a plan and take up pivotal ground. GMT falling, Batulins, the Northern Lights still. Not that you need points or anything, boys, but whatever. Just keep on going and doing your thing. There is danger and presence within there. Unity. You poor, poor guys. Honestly,
Oof.
nowhere to go. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to run.
Wait,
by that going down.
right next to
Sent
Liquid.
you. Yep.
Got to keep eyes on that. AA pulling up pretty close to Liquid here. Over by Pachinki. With TSM on the other side, I think should actually worked out very well for AA. They've got themselves a much better position here.
Meister's on QBE. Denies the vehicle. Might even deny the res, actually, if anyone else can come back and use him as a magnet to drop. No, he's on the back of the buggy and he's got no health. Ivers, you can't die now. You've committed to getting this res. You put yourself out of place. I respect it to pick him back up, but unfortunately, they sent it. Mav's also here. If Mav goes down, that'll be deadly. That'll be disappointing. Wants to go for the revenge flush. Given, well, they are in the lobby for Redline as well. Like, for them, you'd assume qualification being up there. I could just kind of really just be a nuisance and just kill them. Why the hell not? Perfectix getting involved in this one. Northern Lights all of a sudden, red line, red zone, put out of place. Maybe even put out of the picture. Losing 2 players simultaneously is not good. Mav's down. Different team. This all comes back off of just controlling the mountainside, having vision of that. Diggery falls. Quantum. Need every single point they can get their hands on, but then again, there's nothing else really left to play for. Guards the bridge and forces ends back. That's their approach, completely shot to hell. Looks like they were going to go take Raw Sock and maybe go through the north where Tixu is and then come in through Ruins. It would be safe. Mac and Dark transfers onto Spyro, hiding away. Easy kill, easy frag. Second point is your last man standing, but I would assume, unless you can get the hell out of here, that should be red zone dead and done on arrival.
Should be. Ooh. Out. Keep it building. It's good. It's a good look for them. Besto cracking a shot down towards Cheems. Na'Vi have kind of shuffled into that small farm town just kind of to the west of Pachinki, and TSM are very close to AA. Is that a crash coming in? It might be a crash. TSM are about to push AA, and this is sub 10 points. If this is or sub 10 positions. So if AA don't get kills, if AA don't do well here, that's a team dropping away. And for Ents, Tixu especially, excellent work. That's a problem. Jekka goes down for free. No pickup there. The other AA players are isolated. They're in the other compound. They're in the other building. They've got no way to trade back into this as of yet. So with Dream for you not being here, this is a problem, Rich. This is a big, big issue for these boys. 0 points is not good.
No, with 2 standing, 1 bleeding away. It's not good at all. Red Zone falling in 21st coming into this with 92. That pretty much says they're not going to make the finals now. That's them dead and done. So when we go to the next game, they can do whatever the hell they want. Miracoup solidifies the deal. On to AA. Now they're forced to run away. They're going to, unfortunately, though...
Getting into top 10. So you're probably not going to frag out with 2 players, if I'm honest. But you've got to be able to manage expectations. The Wildcats finding a bit of a fight here again. Blaze moving right up next to Liquid and being spotted out by Na'Vi is a bigger fight because these are the ones for qualification. Ooh. These are the ones we've got to be watching. Nice nades. I know the Wildcats are playing an exciting game, but again, the Wildcats are safe in 9th place. They're all good. They're beating on the team that's just above them. They ain't got anything to worry about. Blaze slotting into Pachinki next to Liquid, Na'Vi, and AA is pretty exciting. Page going to get flushed any second now as the Wildcats will continue to sweep through this. Apocalypse just gone down, so they know which team's here for Liquid. At least they have the information. It's Blaze. Now, Liquid, I think, are they only with 3 this round at the moment?
Could be in with a lot less. If they're not careful, the ass fanned out. Maybe Mexi came out. It would assume that Jimbo didn't make it in. I saw at the start of it, we only had 59 players, so I'm assuming it was him. I didn't get into this one.
Could be.
This makes it really interesting. With the 2 teams that were wanting to track, being so close to each other. Blaze picks up another point. It's suppose one thing to remind all the viewers at home as well is in that ranking system, it does not take into consideration, at the time, instantly, does not take into consideration your placement values.
This is the fight. This is what we were looking for. TSM are about to close in. This could be, again, another tricky predicament for AA. If they don't get a single point out of this, then you're stuck. You're static. You're where you began. Now, looks like surrounding on all fronts. I don't see a flush going through his. No, into the molly. Is that his own molly? Deny the points, doesn't matter. TSM get him right. So AA, 106. Locked. Can't move. Blaze are the next ones to look at. 106 points as well, but 3 players alive. They did manage to get a pickup on, I think it was Omegon's player. They nabbed a point, but there's still something to be looked at. If we get into the top 10 and they start jumping up and up and up, then okay, they should be looking like they're right next to Raise Your Edge on this, even if they don't get any kills. But it's still a very, very tricky predicament for them. He created with the Wildcats, still trying to sweep around here, and they're doing great. The Wildcats are being a very, very deadly side. They're the team you don't want to be next to because they're just taking these kind of crazy fights. They're just playing it like a public game. They're just walking through these teams.
Fortunately for Wookie, those trees are right in front of his face, so ball action cannot play a pivotal point into this. They maybe just hold the hillside and hope for the best. Mav going down. That's bad for Redline, but it's good for Squeaky as well when you're picking up points. Jimbo apparently was in this game, but actually went the way of Na'Vi from Church earlier on, so they removed him and picked up another point, as they do, and they fall onto Levent this time round. Okay, so now the Wildcats, they're trying to disconnect from that.
107.
Mexi also falling to Blaze. The teams we want to see do well are paying pivotal here, as Pixel just goes off all of a sudden with an M249. Stabs him in the back, and Tempest can keep on going. They did lose Tommel, but that's not a problem at the moment. The next problem is going to be Na'Vi directly in front of them off the back of the bike. Northern Lights is extinguished. Besiktas picking up points. That's what they need, but I think it's probably, at least for Blaze anyway. Yeah, it's job done.
Yep. We'll see. That's why we want to keep on board with them. They've been picking away. They've been finding small pieces here and there. Na'Vi almost had Tempest fed towards them, but actually 5 is when it really kicks in with those placements. We have 8 teams standing currently, and I feel we're going to potentially lose 2 in this circle crunch. Purely because of that northwest side. Tempest turning up could find some of Besiktas, if not all of them, and vice versa. It could work either way. Rustamai is the only one alive for Ents. He could go down now. And here we go. Let's see how many teams are alive and how many times they jump points here for Blaze. They just need to hunker down and stay alive in this meta. Gonna find Wookie Bookie. So slows down Tempest's roll here. Besto's nabbed a point potentially if he gets the flush on it. And it looks like he does. Pixel will go towards Na'Vi's way. So now Blaze and Na'Vi are right next to each other. 19 and 18, 107 and 106 points.
If they both make it to 4th position, they've guaranteed beating out Raise Your Edge at least. All Blaze need to do is make it to the top 6 and Raise Your Edge and not going to the grand finals, if my math is correct.
Na'Vi
but we'll
are pushing.
hold for a second because Na'Vi have pushed up on this. They're all regrouping around. Besiktas have turned up to the party. Kind of late from the little yellows down below. They were making some noise. Rustam wants in on this, though. Deny Na'Vi as many points as humanly possible. Nice, beautiful switch from Metabe. Is laying down, so the kick isn't there. Does the job onto the tab. Can the reses be real? Potentially here as Besto steps up to the plate. Na'Vi have jumped Raise Your Edge on frags alone. Raise Your Edge will not make it to the grand finals, unfortunately. Liquid disengages from them. There is only 2 players of Liquid up, if I'm not mistaken. Make that 1. K-Mine falls. Ibby in the ditch. This is the time for Blaze to either run into it or run out of it. Pick your poison, boys. Do you want to take the fight versus TSM, or do you want to go up against Na'Vi?
Yeah, Na'Vi so far probably have the better position. They really came out of that trumps. They took the advantage. They took the initiative while it was in front of them and ran with it. Smart play. On the other side, Blaze, of course, leaving it up into other people's hands and a double nade. Fex going to find Lipson and Lazar. That's a real problem here. And you can see even steal. Besto stealing that. The flush for TSM. This is brutality at its finest. Liquid, it's Ibby to face off against Fex. There's more players on that side, though. Ibby's going to find out how many as Vard takes him down. Liquid down in 5th. As Rip is still alive here.
Needs this kill. This would be good. It turns him into a 1 versus 1 if he's quick onto Vard. No time to heal, no time to read what's going on. Bridge lines. They're going to push this advantage, and I don't blame him, to be honest. Besto, that's the person that he wanted. That is the perfect team to take a frag from them, put it in their own, but also...
This is going to be a direct race. That's why it's so good for Na'Vi to get the kills against them. Oh, Vard, are you going to do this to him? You're going to do the dirty? Let's see. You're going to see the rest of Na'Vi have to come across now. Kemba and Tab having to come across the road. Vard is there, about to peek this ridgeline any second now. It looks like he wants to. I mean, you want to work together as a duo because you know that Na'Vi are going to be watching this. Backing him up. Vex flushing Besto and Na'Vi now. What can you do with this one? How many more points can you get out of this? TQ teetering on the edge as well. They've probably picked...
But the problem is it too much to control with a 2-1-1 split? Is it too much? Senya, face removed for now. Push coming from the left-hand side from Tab. Flashbang, up. Big push in. Instant recovery, though. I like it. Vex removed from play. TSM is dead. This is the game. This is the win that they're looking for. There's even potential that they get Senya back on his feet. If they did, that will...
Seen these guys, they have no idea. Oh, dearie me. Na'Vi just 10-headed this. Now, if they get the rest, that is nuts. There's still kills, still super close here. Can Senya find...
A much deeper angle. An annoying shot comes through, but it's instantly answered. The Tab steps in at the right time, but does get shots from afar. Resolution now has to fall back because two players... Oh, no. They've made note of his position. They know exactly where he is. They're hunting this down. Big spray. Are they actually going to do this? There is a response in the form of a grenade.
Where's Senya?
Redzi. If they do this, honestly.
Oh,
One person,
wow,
one Navi. Oh, he does it!
What?
Sure what it's made of. Now, this game, it all comes down to the numbers. You heard it on the desk. We've heard various different opinions on how this is all going to run down and unfold. But at the moment, it's very, very on a knife's edge. There is a possibility and a chance, if Blaze go off, that they could knock another team out that's up there and only pre-qualified from Group 8 and bring them down and take a second spot. Na'Vi is already in there. But... I don't know. Is it safe? We would assume so. But until we get to that very final all said and done, when it goes back to the analysis desk, that's it. Complete shocker of a double kill previously. You know what? He did his job in the last round. He says, it's okay, boys. Bad luck now. We're out. See you later. I've done my work. It's done. Ira could also be the same. He is. Rustin Mass spots him. No fear from Ents. Not too distant when we talk about loot locations as well. All they've done is come in from Rosshawk just towards that hillside area, Ferry Pier area, through Longwoods. In front of them is Double A, so let's not forget about that. After all, he's not too far. Nice shot from Vard, straight onto T-Bone. Sees him over the wall. Insta-kill. Job done. 3 point. 2-2 split, though, for Blaze. So I'm intrigued to see how they do throughout all of this one. Brabber, another person to fall. Gets caught by the Wildcats, so... Things not going too well for Quantum. Gives Besiktas an opportunity not to be dead last in this competition. Double A, after all, you need this. This is the fight you need. Good seat change. Another person steps up, though. Carl, you've got to get it. You have to make... No, you had an opportunity to get that kill, Carl. That was all yours. Jumps off the top of the building. Besiktas, what are you doing? They're just giving this away. They had opportunities to take 2 or 3 players then, and they've come... Yeah, Mav's also been singled out by Deep on the opposing side. Michael. From afar, from within the woods, that's 2 players. Going down, knock, peekaboo, who's there? Ivers to answer. Gets responded and instantly flushed. Northern Lights taking a commanding lead in this battle. Michael, nothing really can do from that woodside Mav. If you've got a vehicle, get in it, get the hell out. Yeah. NLT's up there, and they're absolutely kicking some ass. Blaze have regrouped themselves, still in a 2-2, but pretty close to one another. Oh, okay, Marv. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, why don't you? Might be able to get a res on that, which is fair play. After all, they're just sending it here. That is very, very sketchy to me, and I'm glad the observers are keeping track of it. They've taken the ditch, and in front of them, we do have red zone. Navi still the only ones...
They're very similar to each other here.
Okie and Clip collapse. Single one out at least. Meister's first one to fall. Now they can make something happen and advance forward. Just over the hillside, Wookiees cycling that utility, bring it into effect. Clip should be gone at this point. Pixel actually yoinked. Lyran stepping in. Mosin makes it sing. 3 points to Besiktas. Maybe they're not going to come dead last after all. Makandak, is he going to serve up this platter of players? Red Zone just giving it up to Tempest on top of the hill. Tom Mill sitting back, keeping tabs on Atomical. That's all his job is. Just sit here, listen, wait, and as soon as he leaves the building, time to strike. But it looks to me like Atomical has that information. Nade's going in the opposing side, suggests. Now he's disorientated. Mex is a pro. No, close. Thought we were going to catch him with his pants down. A little bit of a body shot as well to say thank you very much for the 3 point. And Red Zone is gone. That's that.
Na'Vi on the plate. I mean, where are Na'Vi going? They're just out in the blue having a wonderful time.
It's been pretty rough for him, to be honest with you. Oh, Rupture. Got to follow up with that, my friend. Quick lean and a headshot should come through, which it does. Levent to back him up, so Unity. Bowing out early, potentially here, if Iruzen can't find anything. Is he the last man standing for his team? I think Daniman's dead as well. Yeah. Just push on that, yeah. Collect it, and get it done. But now, Circle's going to update as well, so that blue damage.
Northern Lights just crashed Tixu?
There's no way. Tixu, do you hold on? How many more can you do? You've got one.
No.
No further.
He's down.
Denied.
What is that crash, though? I mean, there's nothing there. Maybe they just realized the Ents was split. But this fight, Besto's up close towards Rustamar and Squeaky, and Diggory's on the back foot as well. Ents are in trouble. This kind of went from a good idea to what now seems like a bad idea, unless they can slow them down. Ents have nothing to lose here. 12th place, comfy, safe. Diggory is patrolling the edge of this blue, and they've got 30 seconds until they gotta move. Probably gonna be hearing these meds go off. He knows that someone's coming his way, but Tab, how much does he realize is here? Oh, Tab! Rustamar, that's an error. You didn't need to peek that wide. You're Diggory right there. That's a mistake that could cost you. This plan was well made, and now it might fall apart. Diggory unawares that there's more. Where's this communication? Where is the theory to this? This seems sloppy from Ents.
They've tried to keep them, but unfortunately, it's all fallen off. They've removed one player, and they've... don't get me wrong, the super slowed Na'Vi down. Northern Lights is also behind this one. Are they just playing mop-up duty to teams that are slightly lower down the board from them? They've stopped to the foothold of this. They can all just... Oh, no, Na'Vi. Everyone's just making this super hard for you. The circles have been unfavorable, and now all of a sudden the players are trying to stop the advancement further. This should be an easy kill when we look towards Northern Lights, in my opinion. Rustamar, hold the line. Nope, not happening. Ents eliminated 13th place. They feed Na'Vi 3 kills.
Made it through. Some moves to get in towards prison. I'm not sure. I don't see... Oh, yeah. Lyron's just got down. So, last one there. Paige can confirm it. Besiktas are out. Perfectus. Pulled up. Put down. Liquid. Not letting it happen. This seems like one of those very weird games where the pace is here, there, and everywhere. Liquid, not in too much of a bother. EQ, very much of a bother. Very unfortunate positioning for them, and Resolution just died because of kill still.
Oh, God. Oh, and it's gone.
Bye-bye.
Fortunately, dead last. Unlucky. I'm looking for a kill to come through with that bolt action on Jeems. If he hits him out the window, vehicle is smoking. Time to get out. Time to run. Time to do something. Smokes are down. Okay. We have Blaze. Double A. And did Navi make it all the way here? All of them. Northern Lights had stalled for a second. Senya's just been knocked out by K-Mind as well. So now him out in the open. This could be really problematic. Everyone just looks their way. After all, they smell this. Any free frags off of this kill is going to be massive for them. Besto, very little health. They're getting tagged up themselves, Senya, by Blaze. That's what needs to happen. They're the kills that you need, not only individually, but from a team as well. This will help you out when we talk towards the latter stages on the numbers game. Liquid wants to get involved in this. They do push up and they use the rocks to their advantage. Rupture onto Clip, kill feed, different one across. Besto knocked. Blaze again. This is exactly who they need to kill, the teams that are closest towards them. Jimbo steals it. Kemba, head for the tunnels, my friend. This...
away and relax. They can hold this as they please. Now, Na'Vi being down to one player, sure. Oh, hard.
There's a bit of a downside to this, Lauren, that I want to touch on, is that Liquid's on the opposing side to that shelter as to where, after all, if they go behind them on that plateau and they're not seen, they can basically pin after all in. There's no way for them to move. But then you'll see IW folding into it. You'll see any other teams that want to come and wrap around from below folding into it. Like, I like After All's position. I think it's good, but you've just got to be aware of Liquid's place behind you. That's the difficult factor. It's getting out next circle. Jimbo, finding Dream for you. I said you had to watch out for this. This was the problem. This was the big issue. This is where the hopes and dreams of Team Liquid was ripped from them when we look towards DreamHack. They know this place. They know it well. Jim actually taking a bullet to the brain. Unfortunately, he's been killed himself. There's a plenty of shots coming through. Ibi also tanked up. All of a sudden, Apocalypse steals it away. Rip as well. Blaze, the sneaking these points. This is phenomenal from the three, but it also helps out After All and gives them an avenue of approach out or an exit plan.
Oh, Page could be the downfall of AA, though. Looks like... Oh, Lazarus found Miraku! Blaze are popping off. How close are these guys now? Look at these points. 119.
I'm guessing maybe for After All, unless they just go huge, they've only got 2 kills, Lauren. I think it's just a bridge too far. When we came into this, they were what? From complete... Even now, compared to Blaze, they're still 11 points behind. But I think there is an opportunity here. I think Blaze can do this. They've just got to keep on fragging and make it up to, I mean, what, 6 points? It's second place. This is definitely doable. And with shots like this going through towards them, After All's gone, they can't make it. They've had a really good run. Now it all comes down to Blaze. This is it. This is the time to shine. This is the time to step up. They are 5 points away from Snip and knocking out another team and qualifying. This is big. We've got to stick with them. Mexi, the Lone Ranger, are you going to be the one to destroy this? Are you going to be the one to ruin their hopes and dreams? They're getting shot from the backside as well, and I'm seeing them on the opposing side. They're taking damage. Kemba's still up. Oh, no, 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 no. There's another knock come through onto their side, and Rip is ripped from the battlefield. There's only 2 of them left. All they need is more points. Navi's gone.
Wait,
Apocalypse finds him.
Is it just Lazar? I think it's just Lazar, but placement points, Rich, how many do they start getting? We got to keep that in mind because it doesn't add up on the total. So if you could keep track of that, that'd be awesome. Lazar's seen another player. He's going to go for the shot, and he wanted something clean. He needs this to land. And Lazar again finding more, but that wasn't a clean
If he gets a flush, I think he's done it, Lauren.
He can't. Oh no, he's been spotted, Rich. He hasn't been able to get the flush. Oh, he's gone down. I don't know if that's enough.
I think, what did they get then? I think the 1 point? Okay, well, they're into the, if they were 1 point short, then it's fine. Surely they've made it. Unless it is taking it into consideration and they were 1 behind.
I don't know.
They've either made it by 1 point or they haven't. They have. They've made it in 16th. It's done. They've got in. They've jumped them because they were above them on kills. They've done it. They've done it.
Absolutely nuts. And for the Wildcats of Tempest, they can just put on a show for us. It's merely entertainment at this point. Tom Hill, always a pleasure to watch. Never a chore. Rapture's going to be called off. But at the end of the day, the story remains with Blaze doing incredible things. I mean, we set out today unsure of if we were going to see ENCE qualify, Na'Vi qualify, and anyone else, let alone, you know, those big names. And we've seen a big jump up. I think this proves time and time again, Rich, that you cannot rest on your laurels in these games anymore.
No, not at all. It doesn't matter what people say and how people kind of approach it. It becomes so hard when you have really poor performances. I'm sorry, but you cannot turn around to your team and say, okay, we've got another day. Okay, we've got another day, time and time again. It just doesn't happen like that. You have to just put everything into full force from day 1. Put your foot on the gas and send it. Tempest, they clean out with 9 kills and a win, and 9